What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this, I want to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down the news the same about the markets this far, what you should be watching for as time progresses, and what you should be watching for on the charts as we open very, very soon. But before I begin the doubles information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo with the link down below and deposit $100 into the account, you are guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks, and the offer ends very, very soon in just 4 days. Anyways, for SPY, we saw this thing actually end up attempting to get a rebound as we ended up testing this key support. I called out this test yesterday about how we might test this and we'll have to see if we bounce or not. So far, we're attempting to bounce, but we're also finding some tight resistance up here. So I'll talk about the chart in just a couple of minutes. Let's first talk about some data. For today, it's Wednesday, March 27th. As of right now, there's not really much data coming out. We just have some crude oil data, not to mention other things like that. At 11:30 a.m., we have the 17-week bill auction and the 2-year FRN auction also coming out. And besides that, I just want to mention that that's what we're seeing. There's not really a whole lot of data for Wednesday, March 27th, which is today. So that's not going to be one of the leading indicators for the markets. We're just going to be watching technicals and other factors like that. Now, right now, we saw some news about how the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, and the Dow all slipped yesterday. Now they're trying to rebound a bit this morning, but we'll have to see if they can actually hold their supports. There was some big news that came out that the Key Bridge was hit by a ship. This was a large container ship, and I ended up hitting this bridge in Baltimore, which is very sad to hear. I'm seeing this all over the news. I just want to say that my heart goes out to the people that were affected. We send condolences their way, their families, and it's very sad to hear any news about this. I wish that the entire community grows from this. They not only rebuild the bridge, but they look at different mechanisms they could use to help avoid issues like this again. And once again, it's very sad to hear any news like that. There's also news coming out that H&M has soared 14% of the early Wednesday trading after they ended up beating on their profit expectations in the fiscal first quarter. That's great news for them. There have been a lot of layoffs for Canada Goose products, and the company in itself have a 17% workforce cut, which is a very, very big change in the company. That's making a lot of headlines too. Not to mention Amazon launching its same-day delivery for prescription medications. That's a good improvement by them. That being said, guys, that's what's making headlines for now. For SPY, I want to remind you all that for today, it's March 27th. We don't really have that many options expiring, but for Thursday, which is going to be the last trading day of the week, we have a little bit under 500,000 calls expiring. We have over 2 million puts expiring with a 4.41 puts to call ratio. So we'll see how this ends up affecting the markets. So what do I see on the chart so far on SPY? What's going on with it? In my video from yesterday, I said that SPY will likely test 518. And I told you all to watch this white trend line. We came just short of testing that. It could be, maybe it could be adjusted a little bit, but it doesn't really matter at this point because nonetheless, SPY is trying to rebound. So I said in my video from yesterday, SPY might drop a little bit more. That's what happened yesterday. And then watch and see if we get a bounce off this white trend line, or do we lose this? I said if we lost this trend line, I would turn a lot more bearish and expect us to come down to 515. If we held this, we could get a bounce. It was looking very weak yesterday, but now we got bought back up. So we're going to be watching this resistance. Now, SPY has gotten bought back up. It's actually turning back to bullish, trying to push back up. So sometimes the market can make crazy moves like this. Sometimes it can even, sometimes technical analysis could even be delayed and not even catch every single move. So in this case, we're trying to rebound. So watch support at this 520 area. Watch resistance at 522. If we break 522, SPY is going to turn back to bullish and a bigger pump is going to be coming. So watch and see if we could get all the way up there. As of right now, we have resistance at 521.5. We're very close to that range. So we'll see how this does. It is trying to push right here. So we'll see if we could break 522 or not. If we fail to break it, we're going to be range bound. If we lose, this white trend line at this 519 zone, we could be sinking lower. If we break 522, we're bullish. As of right now, the chart does look a bit more bullish, like it wants to get closer to 522. So it does favor upside, but we have to wait and see if we could get a follow-through move. On the QQQ, we're looking a bit more bullish because we're actually trying to hold above 446. If we break this, watch 446.8, and then above that we have 447.5, and then 448 plus is resistance. For support, we have to be watching for 445.21. If we lose that, watch 444 and 442. I was thinking that this thing would come all the way down to 442 and then maybe attempt to bounce, but instead we actually bounced off 443 flat, so it came a little bit short of that target, and now the QQQ is trying to make its way back up. So with this forming what could be now like a double bottom like structure, we could see the QQQ attempt to make its way back up. The market is insane in this end and it's trying to push higher, but the question is, can we break 446.8? If we break 446.8, this could turn it back to bullish. If we fail to do so, we're just going to shuffle in this range. So watch and see how it reacts to the 446 area. If we break 446.8, we're back to bullish. If we fail to do so, we're going to be coming back down to 445. As of right now, it's trying to push, so watch and see this attempt. When we open, we may push higher, so watch for that and see how well it does. For Tesla, this is very interesting because I personally thought that Tesla might actually pump and kind of like dump today. But what's happening is we got some bullish news that came out from Morgan Stanley. They're basically reiterating that Tesla could go to 320 a share, and Tesla's actually holding up decently now thanks to that. So some very bullish news came out, right? It's helping Tesla hold up and it's trumping some technical signals from yesterday. If we keep pushing, watch 182 as resistance and then 184. For support, watch 180, 177.6, and then 175. As of right now, it's trying to push higher, so we'll see if this thing could push a little bit higher into open. It loves to push when we open, but for the last couple of days, we opened, Tesla pumped, then it came back down and traded sideways. Yesterday, it pumped and then dumped. Are we going to pump on Tesla? It might pump a little bit, but we'll see if we're going to move back down later on. For now, we're going to be looking to see how high Tesla could go as it tries to push higher and watch to see if it gets some kind of rejection or not. On Nvda, we're kind of flat right now. We'll have to see if Nvda gets a rejection or not. Right now, the chart isn't looking the strongest. We lost this key support. If we lose 925, we're going to be sinking all the way down to 908. If we bounce off 925, we could be pushing back up to about 936 and then 940 plus. It's so far kind of range bound this pre-market session, so watch and see how it reacts to 925. Do we get a bounce off of this to push up to 936 plus, or do we end up failing at 925? If we lose that, that's going to be a bearish signal, so watch for that on Nvidia. It's still range bound right now, so wait and see. For a few more, we also have like Amazon. It's still stuck at this 180 area. I did say that Amazon is, we're going to be watching to see how Amazon reacts. We're still shuffling around 180. If we break through this, watch 180, basically 180.8 as resistance, followed by higher levels. And if we fail at 180, we could be coming back down towards 178. Otherwise, we're still kind of stuck. For Meta came all the way down to about 495. We're trying to rebound a bit towards 500. That's going to be our next resistance. But we'll have to see if we could break this or not. If we break past 500, we could make our way back up to 502.75 and then eventually 505. If we reject off this 500 area, we could be coming back down lower to fill our gap. So watch for that very, very carefully. Anyways, guys, that is it for the video. The market is absolutely wild. So SPY is attempting to rebound a bit. We'll have to see if we could actually break resistance and get closer to 522. If we break that, we're back to bullish. If it fails, it might just trade sideways. So we'll just have to wait and see. Tesla is showing some life as well because we had bullish news, but we'll have to see if that lasts. Anyways, thank you for listening. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys very soon on the next one. Watch your levels, do what you have to do, guys, and just know that the market is absolutely wild. Crazy things could happen, but now we're seeing buyers trying to defend. All right, have a great day, and peace out.